all you cool cats and kittens. We're here with Nikita Lioness. Who's the biggest lion? Who's the biggest lion in the world? Is that you? Is that you, Miss Fluffy? Oh, just a rubbing those ears. Hope you guys have had a wonderful Sunday. Lions don't like the water much, so she's not been very happy with the rain. I hear some raking going on next door, so I was headed out to see who is handing out evening meds. I'm betting it's going to be Angie and maybe Mama Becky. But as I was going by Nikita, I thought you guys might want to see her in all her glory and wetness. Hey, Christina and Ren and Debbie and Amy. I'm trying something different. I have on my Apple earpods. Is that what those are called? And somebody had suggested that since I can't yell when I'm around the cats, especially when we're handing out meds and such, that it's hard for you guys to hear me. Max, this is Nikita Lioness. So I'm wondering if you guys can hear any better with the headset on. Seems like I've tried this before without good results. Are those mosquitoes getting you? Yes, they are. Hey, Deb. You gonna bite all those mosquitoes? I'd like to bite them too. I just sprayed myself right in the face with bug spray. She's so pretty. Yes, you are. So pretty. Ren says the volume is great. Oh, well, wouldn't that be delightful if this is an easy answer for it? I've got it about, I'd say probably close to 2 feet away from my face, which is how I usually hold the camera. And I'm talking about the same volume that I usually do. Hey, Lori and Kishwer and Mike and Kathy. Nikita Lioness. Oh no, don't fall asleep. Oh dear. Alright, well, let's go see what's going on next door. I heard the scrape, scrape, scrape. I'm just gonna see if I can crawl over this chain here. These chains are not what keeps the public away from the cages. We have barricades made out of the same material as the cages around all of them, so that when people come for a tour, it's guided tours, you can't just wander around, but they won't accidentally get too close to a cat. But the reason for that green chain is this is a yellow section, Cougars, so you have to be at least a yellow shirt to work over here. And if there was a yellow shirt working in this area and they came to that green chain, they would know that they cannot cross it because there's a class 1 animal, a lion, on the other side of that green chain. So it's a green shirt cat. So it's an easy way to remember. If you're not wearing a green shirt, you can't go near that cat. Hi! Rah! 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 Did I miss all the raking? Did I miss all the raking? I just heard it when I was over there. I was like, oh, I'm going to go get some of that. Where you going? Oh, no. Well, thanks for doing it. Wonderful interns. Where you going, sweetie? Where's this sweet cougar going? They've been working on this cage over here. This was Chitaro's old cage, and I think they're planning on giving that to Mac. I'm waving back across the pond to you two. Yeah. See, that wasn't scary. I know, those girls were right next to you all day long. They weren't scary at all. You're not going anywhere in a truck. No, no, no. battery warning. So how many people are going to watch Game of Thrones tonight? How many people have their I am Cat Lisi bag? I love that bag. Well, I guess it's going to be too late because I think it's like close to the end of the season. I kept meaning to put that bag up on Amazon because I think people would just love it. It's like, I am Cat Lisi, mother of cats. The Unscratched. All of that's over at bigcatrescue.biz in the tote bag section. I think we also have it on tanks and tees too. Really ought to buy one. Alright, let's go find my golf cart and we will head out in search of more cats. Hope everybody is faring well through the Hurricane Harvey. Doesn't sound very menacing. Should be like Hurricane Hagatha. That sounds menacing. We have never been asked to take a Florida panther. Unfortunately, every time those cats end up being rescued, the Florida Wildlife Commission sends them off to a zoo, and the zoos recognize the value of having a real Florida panther in a cage, and so those cats never get back to the wild. It's shameful. Are you girls having fun? Are you playing tag? They're not in the same cage, but it doesn't keep them from chasing each other up and down. Amaryllis, I'm sorry it's raining so hard there. I'm on my bike tonight, and I'm happy to see that it looks a little bit lighter than it did when I actually started, so hopefully I'll be able to ride home. Well, where is everybody? Where are all those cats? See, Andy's sacked out asleep. Zukari! What are you doing in the tunnel, you silly serval? You silly serval. You've got all that space. He's got 3 cages. Great big, huge, high cages. And there's a little tunnel that joins them right here, and that's where he's laying. It's in the tunnel. Because you're silly, that's why. You're silly. And of course you got one blade of grass right in front of your face. Is this better? More better. This is Zukari. He's a fairly recent rescue. He came here with Chaos and Cyrus. Chaos and Cyrus are caracals, and they had been kept together for years in a basement in Ohio. So when they came here, we separated them, and we neutered Cyrus, and we spayed Chaos, and just last week we put them back together, and now Chaos is limping around holding up her front paw, so she's probably going to have to be seen by the vet today. She's putting a little bit of weight on it. It's not broken, and it's not swollen either, but my guess is that they got into a spat, and she probably reached out to smack him in the face, and he probably bit her for it, and so we'll find out Monday what's going on there. But for now, they're separated. I know everybody wanted Chaos and Cyrus to go back together, but cats are solitary by nature. They usually don't want to share space. It's because we're primates that we think everybody should have a buddy. it works out great in the cats who do like each other. Some of the Bobcats actually like each other, and so they've lived together their whole lives, but more often than not, it just results in fighting, and that's no good. Oh my goodness, what a big yawn. I'm glad to see him relaxing. Took him a while to figure out that everything was going to be safe here. Hi, Linda. Well, Zukari, we're going to see who else is out and about. Since I don't see the evening meds people, maybe we'll check on some different cats than we usually do. Divinity is still in the cat hospital, and so is Will. Will is loving it in the cat hospital. The reason Will is here is because he's a little dull. He's mentally challenged. He's got neurological issues, and he's got irritable bowel disease, and he's got bad kidneys. And he had gotten to where he wasn't eating, and he got very dehydrated because he'll go to his water bowl and he'll stand there, but then he won't drink. And so he gets himself all dehydrated. So we brought him inside, and he's been doing great inside. Still don't ever see him drinking, but the keepers mush up a lot of water in his food. Hey, Nabisco. Oh, who's purring? They put a lot of water in his food so that he gets water, and he eats it that way. You're too fast. I was posting a bunch of our older movies from 2014, so they're 3-year-old videos that we made, and I'm posting them to the new Facebook Watch because tomorrow it launches to everybody, I believe. They've launched it right now to about 1% of the people on Facebook, so I can't wait to see what happens when everybody on Facebook has Watch. But that should roll out tomorrow. You should hear about it. And we have 3 shows there. We have Big Cat Vets and Big Cat TV and Wildcat Walkabouts. So all of these walkabouts that we do are up there. And it's kind of cool because I did it today while I was eating lunch. I just turned on Facebook Watch, and it just scrolls through and plays all of the Big Cat videos. You don't have to click anything. You can just sit there and enjoy. And I read that there's a Facebook app for your TV. I didn't know that. I guess kind of like YouTube, you can watch it on TV. So in the process of uploading the videos, I saw that Mrs. Claus here, we were talking about her 3 years ago. So she's 3 years old, and the reason she's in this 2x4 type cage is because she's so skinny and little, we were afraid she'd fit right out of our bigger cage of wire, which is 4x4. And I still don't think a 4x4 is going to hold her. You might be stuck in this cage for your whole life. Good thing it's a big one. It's 3 sections that they have here. 3 big sections. It's just hard to get any good footage of them because I can't get my camera through that little 2x4 wire without him jumping up and grabbing it. You guys hear birds? I hear birds. She's so busy, huh? She's just a busy bobcat. Diane says she hates the Facebook app. Sorry to hear that. Well, I hope a bunch of people end up watching it. Maria, there have been a few cats who have not been able to be released to the wild. So there was Skip, as you mentioned, and Mrs. Claus, and then Will, who we were just talking about. Can't see you over in that section. Who else? There have been some cats who have stayed in captivity because we could not prove they came from the wild. People had them as pets, or they came from situations where we don't know if they had been pets, and it's illegal to release a bobcat who was not native to Florida. So in some cases we've not been able to release them, even though we would have liked very much to do that. Because the happiest day in our life is the day when those guys get to go free. Now all I see is your little twitchy tail. You gonna catch up to her? Oh dear, oh dear. You can catch up to me. Woo! Woo! Is she a pest? Does she just pester you? Is that the problem? Like a little sister? I think he's actually the younger of the two. But she never had any good bobcat manners, did she? She did not know how to be a bobcat. There you can see him going into the third section of their enclosure. And I guess it's got more than 3 sections, because it's got this one, that one, the one he's in, and then one over on the other side. So it's got 4 sections. I hear thunder. Oh no, Mrs. Claus. Nicole, I saw a very cute Big Cat Rescue couch, cat recliner that was gray with a paw print online. Is that the one that you're talking about? Because I have not been in the gift shop to see what you guys brought over. You're filling up my whole frame there. You're so fluffy, you filled the whole frame. Oh, so tired. Angie asked, how much do they eat? Depends on the cat. In the wild, a tiger can eat like 60 pounds at a single sitting, that they usually only eat once a week or maybe once every 10 days. In captivity, our tigers eat between 7 to 10 pounds a day, and a bobcat will eat about a pound. Sometimes when they're youngsters, they can eat close to 3 pounds because they just run and play so much and they burn it all off. You like those bracelets? Is that what you're after? You're after those bracelets? I see you. You love those. They're all shiny. I'm gonna get those. I'm gonna get them. Elaine, it is hot and humid. Alright, adorable. Oh, let's go see if we can find Smalls. Where's Smalls? She's usually up in this pile of ferns. That's her favorite place. Okay. Where's Anasazi? Anasazi! Are you missing Will? Are you missing your broken boyfriend? Here she is. Oh, she's a good girl. Have you been playing with the kittens? You been playing with the biscuits? Bro. I know, it's so sad that he's inside and you're not. You should get like visitation or something. Indeed you should. Oh my goodness. Come bouncing all the way over here? Did that just take your breath away? I'm afraid to be right between the two of you. One of you is going to pee on me. Is Anasazi fun to play with? sort of. You too? Uh-huh. Can't hardly keep up with them. They're so fast. I think she's gonna pounce you. She's gonna pounce out from underneath that hammock. He can't see me under here. I'm sure he can't see me. Woohoo! Got you! Got you on the butt. Oh, I got your twitchy tail. Gave you a bunch of hearts for coming by. Yeah, a little drive-by there. Are you creeping up on him? Pretending not to be? Thank you for that request to share. It really does help when you guys share us in groups that you belong to, because it might be groups that have never seen or heard from us before. So it would be lovely to reach more people who love big cats. Or cute little ones like these. He's so silly. Betsy, you can get the Tiger's Eye bracelet at bigcatrescue.org/bracelet. Thank you for asking. It is beautiful. And the ones that are online now at bigcatrescue.org/bracelet have something different. There's a little spacer bead in there that says I heart BCR. So it's even more cool than the one I have. Oh my goodness! You guys trying to pounce me from behind? Jay, thank you for posting that link. I heard a golf cart. I thought maybe it was the Mets cart. They haven't even started meds, it doesn't look like, so I may not be able to stay for that. I'm going to take a ride around the sanctuary and see if we can see any cats that you guys might want to check in on before I go. Hey Pam. Hey Tess. Oh, I see Gilligan. Yeah. In a big old grass bed. Somebody looks comfortable. Hey. This is Gilligan. He's a Canada Lynx. You can tell from those great big old feet that are made for running on the snow. And that big concrete area behind him there, that's a truck body, and inside it is air conditioned, so it's an insulated freezer box. Somebody's going back to sleep. So he could lay up in there if he wanted to, or he could lay on those rocks, which are nice and cool, but I hardly ever see him go inside the den. Skipper, on the other hand, spends a lot of time in the den, but it's cool enough right now, which is funny because it's like, it's 80 degrees. Oh, and there, that bracelet, not the watch, but the Big Cat Rescue bracelet. Every day we choose a winner from the people who have made the call of the wild. And if you're a U.S. citizen, you can do that at bigcatact.com. What we ask you to do is go to bigcatact.com, fill in your information. When you do, it will dial your legislator's office, and right now there's nobody there because it's the weekend. So you're just going to get an answering machine, and all you have to say is, please ask your boss to champion the Big Cat Public Safety Act. Please ask your boss to champion the Big Cat Public Safety Act. That's all there is to it. It's that easy, and that puts you in the drawing for the bracelet. Every day, Lawana posts the winner. We choose a winner every day. And we randomly pick winners from our non-US residents who take action at catlaws.com. There's a lot of actions that people from other parts of the world can take action on at catlaws.com. Well, I do not see Skipper. He could be anywhere in those ferns. This cage here has been empty for years. I think the last critter to live there was a bear cat. So tomorrow, the vet is going to come look at Chaos. And today, Ginger looked like somebody stung her on the face. Hi, Apache! There's my Apache boy. There's my good boy. I see somebody came to feed you your evening meal. So he'll be taking a look at her to see what that is, make sure it's not a bad tooth. There's Apache. Are you worried? Are you worried about Divinity? Where's your girlfriend, huh? She's in the cat hospital. That's where she is. She's pretty comfortable in there. She's liking those soft beds. Dryden and Kelowna. I can go by there. I don't know if we'll see them. Especially if I'm talking when I come up, because the minute Kelowna hears a person, she runs back to the back end of her cage where nobody can see her. Our cages are set up in such a way that a lot of them have like an area that comes out to the tour path here, but then there's plenty of space that they can get away from the public if they don't want to see people. And Kelowna's still in that camp. Dryden's becoming less and less concerned. Some cats just take a lot longer for them to figure out that nobody's ever going to take them away again. They're always going to get food. Okay, I see one of them. Keep your eyes peeled on the ramp over there, or the platform. Hi! Is that Dryden? I think it's Dryden. If he's not running, it's Dryden. Where's your sis? Where's Sissy? Dryden's another fairly recent rescue. Dryden and Kelowna came from a failed facility in South Dakota. I'm doing a presentation for a big cat conference that I'm going to, and my talk is going to be on 21 ways to make money to support your sanctuary. And it's the kind of thing that the person running the sanctuary in South Dakota could have used, because so many of these sanctuaries just get in way over their heads, and then they can't afford to take care of all the animals they rescue, and then they end up having to have somebody rescue from them. So he can go like through that den and out the other side, which is probably what he's going to do. Yep, there he did. Nope, going back through. And then their cage goes here and through several more doors back into the woods there. So I still don't see her. Was she in the den? Was she inside? Or was she in one of those other dens? Okay, bye-bye. I'm not seeing Little Dove or Tiger Lily. It's too wet. Oh, there's Tiger Lily. Hey. Hey, pretty girl. You're so beautiful. Tiger Lily came with a group that was rescued from a fur farm. That's how the sanctuary started. Started with the rescue of a single bobcat named Windsong, who was going to be sold at an auction to a taxidermist, which led the next year to rescuing 56 bobcats and lynx from a fur farm, and then 28, and then 22. group were you? I think you were in the group of 22. Pretty sure. Yes, she does have that "what are you doing here, human" look on her face. She always looks that way, though. Never looks very delighted to see me. A lot of the kittens, when they came from fur farms, were just that. They were kittens, and so they were used to being around people and were just fine with people, but some of them were older when they came like her, and just never felt like we could be trusted. Oh, there's Miss Becky feeding Hoover. You guys are in luck.
Oh, I thought you were going to eat it there for a minute. I thought you were going to eat it for a minute. I know, he has to be over on that side.
Mind your way.
Something startled him and he jumped and dropped that piece, and I thought he was going to eat it. Nah. Yeah.
Did Bill Frank Ernie startle you? He flew in up there.
It's a big piece of red. Can you get it? Ooh. Bite my stick. That was pretty big, huh? I love how they close their eyes. Oop. Okay, so how did you spit out the floor?
We actually have 2 solar panels. The one that you just saw powers all of the pumps for the pools for all these guys.
Come on.
And then we have one
Hoover.
on the building that's my office. And then all of the rest of our power is sourced through Arcadia Power, so we're completely off the grid in that respect. We pay a little bit extra. It's like 25 cents per meter. We have a lot of meters out here. And they source it from wind and solar and something else. But all of it being renewable. Were you being playful?
Oh, I want that steak. I want that steak.
Okay, so she don't care about the cat food?
No. He's eating very happily.
Is that Will? So you tried cat food with Divinity and she didn't want it?
Did you see a picture of what Will did to his enclosure last night?
I heard about him tearing those pea pads all to shreds.
Oh,
no.
no, we cleaned everything. He had litter everywhere.
Oh my
The
goodness.
towels and the blankets were all in a wad. He dumped over his water bowl, dumped over the fountain. There was just this big pile of cat litter and water.
Oh, this is good. Can you guys see that? That's what he did to his cage last night.
And as we're cleaning all of this,
This was like 9 o'clock last night.
yeah, it's 9 o'clock at night that we're trying to, get out of here. And then he does this Tasmanian devil little thing.
Yeah, he'd been fine at dinner an hour before.
Yep. And Divinity's looking at us like
Oh, she's laughing. She's
the
all
entire
playing
time.
squeeze
She's just
together.
laying like this,
Yep.
just watching us like, ha, he got you.
Right up at the end of the squeeze cage, just watching us. And I know she's
watching.
laughing.
It was hilarious.
She's like, ha ha, you guys.
She watches him a lot, I've noticed. When I check
Yeah.
in on her on the Nest Cam, she's always watching
Yeah,
him.
When she gets all crabby, she kind of scares him a little bit, and I think she likes that.
Yeah, just so you know, I closed the curtains just to see if, since I had to do stuff for him, if she would just relax and eat some more, but she hasn't.
Did she eat anything?
No.
Not all day. Nah. So she got her pain meds by injectable this morning, and she got sub-Q fluids, and Dr. Justin's coming tomorrow to take a look at her. Yes, Valerie. He does remind us of Thor in that respect.
Well, last time it took her a few days to start eating.
Yeah.
I might try a different kind of cat food.
Yeah.
So Apache, I read where he got looked at with the flashlight again today, and he wouldn't come out.
Yeah, but when I went to give him, his supplement, I was like, Apache, baby. He's like, ooh.
I know. As soon as I peeked in, I said, Patch Patch. He's like, yes, what do you have for me?
He's like, food.
My food bucket.
Food.
I'm his food bucket.
He was fine. He was fine. But I just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
Well, it is a great job, but you might notice these ladies are soaked to the skin because they've been working in the rain and the sweat. I like the idea of the covered boxes, the covered litter boxes, but the cats can be kind of weird about being in the hospital, so if that's like the most enclosed place to be, they'll want to sleep in the litter box and not do what they should be doing in the litter box, and it makes it a whole lot easier for us to clean the room if they actually use the litter box for its intended purpose, not as a sandbox to play and shovel in, but to actually do their business. My mother has been scanning a bunch of her old scrapbooks and albums into digital form, and then she gave Jamie the books, and so I was looking through the books today while I was uploading video and my computer was tied up, and it was interesting to see the catwalk. We took a picture of it when it was new back in the 90s and this is the new one now, but it was funny to see the new picture of it from back then, because for years it's just been this old decrepit looking thing. I'd forgotten how shiny it was at one point. Probably can't see her, but Kali is all the way out there in the very middle of that vacation rotation enclosure in that hill. That's the best den ever! I'm guessing whoever is manning the camera right now, though, in there probably has a pretty good line on her face. I see Joseph's silly tongue sticking out. I didn't see any tigers coming up this way. No tigers, just lions. Oh. I have it on very good authority that dinner is coming, sir. Yeah. Dinner is coming. Okay. I'm gonna call it a night. If there are any questions you guys have, let them roll fast. Yes, Mr. Squirrel, I see. You hear Mama Becky, don't you? Yeah, squirrels know Mama Becky's voice. Yes, they do. And he's gone. Was that almost a roar?
was your favorite food bucket, but I'm not even in your top 10, am I? And that's okay. I still love ya. I still love ya. I still love you, you crazy lion.
I can't believe there's a cat here that you're not in their top 10.
Joseph. I'm not your favorite person, am I? But that's alright. I don't have to be. As long as you eat the food I bring you and take your medicine. Okay.
Diana, I don't know what time he's going to be in yet. My guess is somewhere around 10.
Look at this, big mammer jammer. I don't miss it.
See, now you're in my top 10.
Yeah. That's just till he's done eating, and then I'm down on the list again.
Yes, Desi, this is the only way he will eat. Some of the cats are really fussy.
I'm going to Zuzi. I'm going to Zuzi. You don't care, do you? What are you looking for, squirrel? My gas? My gas? Come up in your tree? This tree over here? No? See? You could have gone up in that tree. Oh, you're just gonna go right there? Okay.
Got a piece of bread that Becky gave him.
Bill, on the outside of the barricades, buddy.
I haven't seen him on his new platform yet. I haven't seen any pictures of him on the Explore page of him on his new platform yet. Liz says she's seen him up there once.
Come over here. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. Lucy, come over here. Lucy, come on. Let's have a party. Do you see me? Oh, Lucy. Come on, baby. Come on.
She is not having much luck with Zeus over there.
Oh, my God. Come on, Lucy.
Oh, got a yawn out of him. That's a start.
Lucy. Come on.
Zeus! Oh my goodness! Come on, buddy! Woohoo!
Come on, Zeus. Come on, Zeus. Come on, buddy. I can get out.
Oh dear.
Come on.
Licking is not a good sign. It's usually his sign that he's done.
Come
So while we're waiting for Zeus to come out of that hole right there, I'd like to take an ad break if you guys are keen on that. I don't know what's happened to our donate button. So this is the only way to generate money for the cats during these walkabouts. Be back in 15 seconds.
Touch that one, Joseph.
You didn't miss anything, he still hasn't come out.